That's funny. She puts the full name on this side. This one is not. That's okay.
I got it. You guys ready? All right. I'm going to call the meeting of the Ashtabula City Council to order. Today is Monday, September 18th, 2023. If we would at this time please stand for a prayer and a pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we ask you to let your inspiration precede this council's action and all present here today, and your assistance further us so that every word and work of ours may take its beginning from you, and so begun may through you reach its completion. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Holman? Mrs. Mills?
Here.
Ms. Haynes Giacomo?
Here.
Ms. Foglio?
Here.
Mr. Crawford?
Here.
Mr. Spielman?
Here.
Mr. Roskovich?
Here.
Mr. Timonier?
Here.
Ms. Cooper?
Here.
Ms. Augustin?
Here.
And myself, Phyllis Dunlap.
Okay, thank you. May we have a motion? May we have a motion to excuse Mrs. Holman, Miss Holman from tonight's meeting? Sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Who moved?
Jody.
Jody.
We all did.
Mrs. Mills motioned and Miss Foglio second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Ms. Holman will be excused by a 6-0 vote. And we are meeting the requirements of the Sunshine Law this evening. Before we go on our meeting, I just want to introduce again Ms. Phyllis Dunlap, who has come back to help us, and we're very grateful for that. If you remember last year about this time, so it must be the fall.
It was the fall.
Fall. So it was last year at this time, Ms. Dunlap helped us through a rough spell, and she's helping us again tonight, although for happier reason. But we're very grateful that you're here, and we appreciate your help.
Happy to help.
Thank you. And also, I would really be remiss if I didn't thank Mr. Timonier on behalf of council, because I know when these situations occur, extra duties fall upon him also. So we appreciate your help too, Mr. Timonier, as you have extra to do, I'm sure. Thank you. And before we begin the meeting, I just want to say we have two more dignitaries to introduce tonight. We have Hall of Fame member Jane Haynes DiGiacomo and Hall of Fame member behind the camera, Mr. Tucker, who have both been inducted into local area Hall of Fames. So we're happy to have them with us also. And the rest of us, well, well, congratulations to the both of you. Yes. Okay. We will proceed on. We have no need for an executive session, so we will proceed on with the approval of the minutes.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so, the September 5th, 2023 regular council meeting was called to order at 7 PM by Council President Roskovich. Ms. Foglio
Yeah.
I think I got that right. Ms. Foglio offered the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance was recited. Members present were Mr. Roskovich, Mr. Spielman, Mr. Crawford, Ms. Holman, Ms. Mills, and Ms. Haynes DiGiacomo. Officers present were City Manager Timonier and City Solicitor Cooper.
Can I have a motion to waive the reading of the minutes in their entirety?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Spielman moves and Mrs. Mills seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will waive the reading of the minutes by a 6-0 vote. Thank you. We will now go on to the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a few ordinances to ask for tonight. First, I'd like an ordinance to enter into agreement with Vulcan Industries in Missouri Valley for the purpose of providing materials for various components for the bar screen on Morton Drive in the amount not to exceed $40,000. Funding this for expense will be taken from the Water Pollution Control Fund 504.
Move on the manager's request.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Spillman, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor?
Mr. President,
Oh, sorry, stop.
Mr. Manager, is there, I was wondering with Morton, because it seems like Morton is the newest pump? Is that the newest one?
No, that bar rake has been there for quite some time.
Okay.
This isn't the pump station on Division. This is it's the equipment on the other side of the road.
Okay.
Yep.
This wasn't the issue with being plugged like the one with Division has the issues?
No.
Not at all?
No,
Okay,
nope, not
gotcha.
related. Yep.
Okay. Nope, that was it.
Thank you. Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add it to our agenda by a 6-0 vote.
Next, I would like an ordinance to enter into an agreement with J. Severino Construction Company here in Ashtabula, Ohio, for the purpose of providing labor and materials for the Smithfield Drainage Improvement Project in the amount not to exceed $15,106.72. Funding for this expense will be taken from the CDBG Fund 290.
Move on the manager's request.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Spillman, second by Mrs. Foglio. Any discussion?
Mr. President, so this is going to be phase one of the Smithfield improvements project that we did. If you recall, we put this out to bid before. We only received one bid, and it was well over the 10% that we needed it to be from the engineering estimate. So what we did, as I explained before, we broke this out into a couple sections. One of which is the drainage part, the landscaping part kind of is how we categorize it. And the second part, which we'll bid in January or February, will be mostly the asphalt portion. So that will be portions of the track that were not redone when they put the new bike trail in. And then will also be the basketball and pickleball court that's going in out there. And then some realignment of fencing on the first base side so that it can accommodate the football field in the outfield. We feel we'll get better pricing, and so far it's proven true. So hopefully these prices will kind of hold over till next year for the asphalt part in that, and we'll bid that out and then finish the project up in spring. Remember, we did get we are using our allocation funding for this, and then the park board is kicking in, the park levy is also kicking in funds towards this project.
Anything else?
So that was a grant, if I remember right.
Our
wasn't it?
allocation grant, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. About 98,000 of it is coming out of there, and then the rest of it will come out of the Parks Levy Fund.
And there will be pickleball at that location?
Yes.
2 more pickleball courts and 1 basketball court.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. And seeing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add that by a 6-0 vote.
Next, I would like an ordinance to execute change order number 1 with AP O'Hora in Youngstown, Ohio, for the purpose of a reduced electrical scope for the bar rake project in a deduction of $12,745.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I move on the manager's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Foglio, a second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion?
So Mr. President, there's a lot of bar screens on our agenda for tonight. So this is the one that's actually at the plant, at the head wall of the plant. If you recall, we replaced that one. It's going on almost 2 years now between the time parts came in and everything got done. We're ready to close out the project, and the project came in under budget. And that's why there's a deduct on this, on our last change order, or on this change order, the only change order, and then we'll close out the project.
Thank you. Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add that by a 6-0 vote.
Lastly, I would like an ordinance to enter into a contract with Amendola Engineering for the purpose of providing NPDES permitting work related to the relocation of outfall number 001 discharge in the amount not to exceed $20,000.
Move on the manager's request.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Spielman, second by Mrs. Foglio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add that by a 6-0 vote.
Okay, and then just two general announcements. First off, just a reminder that next Monday, the September 25th, we will start curbside pickup of leaf bags. The first area is the harbor, which is designated on the schedule that's online. The harbor route is basically Walnut Boulevard south to West 19th Street, better known as Carpenter Road, and then from the Ashtabula River west to the city limits of Saybrook. And then the following week will be what we term as the wards, which is basically anywhere else in the city that is not included in that first section. So have your bags out in the brown bags, and then if you do have sticks, we ask that they're no more than 3 feet long and no more than 20 pounds bundled. If you have more than that or an excessive amount of something, please give our Public Works offices a call at 440-993-7036, and we can make arrangements for a special pickup if needed. And then last, still getting a lot of calls about trick or treat. We have included it on the calendar online. There'll be a Facebook post and all that fun stuff coming up here shortly. But October 28th, that's a Saturday prior to the actual 31st. October 28th from 5 to 7 p.m. will be trick or treat in the city. And Mr. President, that's all I have for my report.
Thank you, Mr. Timonier. Anybody have any questions or comments?
I do. First off, we usually never get somebody calling saying we did a good job, but I got 2 phone calls.
Great.
The first one was, I had a lady on Walnut Boulevard whose basement flooded, and she said she called, and 15 minutes later, somebody was there to jet out the manhole, and
Great.
so she gave us a little kudos for that.
Good.
And also, I got a phone call from somebody who commented on what a nice job Westwood Drive was with the paving and
Wood
how-
Drive?
Westwood.
Oh, Westwood, yeah.
Yeah, so
Great.
it's nice to get phone calls when somebody's happy about something, but, Mr. Manager, how about, Dr. Guido's house and the,
Yeah, so we've had a couple
About that
meetings on
too.
that, and we're working on that. We'll hopefully have something for them soon.
okay, because, she said that, that the sinkhole's getting bigger, and they now have some cracks underneath the garage, so she hasn't heard anything back, so
Yeah, we're working
we're
on it.
still working on it.
Yep.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Thank you, Ms. Fogg. Anybody else? Okay, continuing on. Ms. Cooper, City Solicitor.
I have no report for the meeting, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper. Ms. Augustine, Finance Director.
Yes, Mr. President, I have one request. We're requesting ordinance to make supplemental increases in general fund, police levy, permanent improvement, worker compensation, to cover the current expenditures in the amount of $128,604.41.
Thank you.
That's all.
Mr. President, I move on the Finance Director's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Foglio and a second by Ms. Haynes DeGiacomo. Is correct?
Yep.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will add that to our agenda by a 6-0 vote. Okay. All right, we will now have committee reports. We did have a committee meeting last week. Community and Economic Development, Ms. Jane Haynes DeGiacomo.
So I just first want to say I'm really missing Mackenzie right now because she'd have all of this typed up and done for me. So now we're going to go Jane style, off the cuff. So it will be brief, Earl, if you were worried about that. So we had, the whole purpose for our meeting is with the changing of weather, we recognize there have been cuts to people's pay because now child deduction cuts have been made. You're gonna have payback of loans for student loans. So what we see happening is just a lot of shrinking of people's household incomes. So we just wanted to know what Ashtabula has to offer for people. And I'm always being on city council, I have come to realize that Ashtabula has a wonderful hub of social services to help people. And the beautiful thing is that they all kind of work together. So if you go to one agency and they can't help you, they'll often refer you to someone that can help you. So within the city of Ashtabula, we have the CHIP program. And for 2024, there's going to be $600,000 that will be able to be spent in the CHIP program. Now that sounds like a lot, but it does not go as far as you would like it to go. So February is when you would need to apply for that, and things that the CHIP program will pay for. It could be roofs, electric, furnaces, complete rehabs. But who you want to get in contact with is Amy Corson at PCD, that's Public Community Development here in Ashtabula. And if you are not chosen, and you have to realize it's a pretty competitive thing, I think they honestly have enough people lined up for 2024. But still, it's worth the conversation, because I had a constituent that was having difficulty with their roof and referred them to Amy, and although she couldn't help them with the CHIP program, she was able to guide them to someone that could help them. Community Action, which is now at 4200 State Road. You can make an appointment, you can stop in, but they have a lot of programs. The biggest thing we were interested in was their weatherization program, but they have a winter crisis program, a summer crisis program, home energy assistance program. They have a lot of programs, and if you take nothing more away from me presenting this, it is call 211. So if you call 211, they are going to connect you with the proper resources that you need to be connected with to get the help that you need. Catholic Charities, we have Jill Falentic come in, and they're at 4200 Park Avenue. And of course, they have the Halo project starting up right now, and that's where you can adopt families to help at Christmas time. They have homeless prevention, utility assistance, housing programs, emergency food, and shelter. So the one thing that I think needs to be mentioned, every one of us even sitting up here, can find ourselves in a vulnerable spot at any point in time in life. You could get divorced, you can have a medical crisis, you can lose a job, you know, it can go on and on and on. Nobody is judging you when you go to these agencies. They're here to help. So you might go there thinking, oh my gosh, I just need this help with this one utility bill. But they're going to sit you down, they're going to talk to you, and you may find that you have more help that is available for you. And I'm very proud that in Ashtabula we are just a community that really takes care of our citizens. And that's it.
Thank you, Mrs. Haynes DeGiacomo. It was a good meeting, and like you say, we learned a lot.
President, can I add to that on the weatherization? And it was a great meeting. I mean, we could have had it for hours and hours. The ladies were great presenting. Their weatherization awareness day, and they're doing a truck or treat. So the old State Road Elementary, 4200 State Road, where Community Action is now, you learn about the weatherization program. You can find out if you're eligible and get an application packet. So bring your little ones in costumes. They have cider and donuts. It's a free event. Face painting, goodies and treats. So I think it's the same day as our trick or treat here in the city, but it's 2 to 4. So if you're already dressed up and you've got your kiddos, you can go over there from 2 to 4. You can pick up an application. You can start your trick or treat and then carry on. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Mr. President, I wanted to add something to what Jane says. People, they should not feel ashamed of anything. The money that the community actions that they receive, that's funding that they receive. If they don't spend that money, that money goes back.
Yes.
And they don't want that money to go back.
Right.
Like, I work for a community and action agency. Like, we would go out there to the community, do need assessment so we can spend that money. So people, they should not feel ashamed.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
True. And I think all our speakers said it's better to ask, and then, you know, if you're told no or this, but it's better to ask and then than to worry or suffer through a situation that can be avoided, so.
And if, in some situations, so maybe their program doesn't exactly fit your need, because we are this hub and that we all communicate in the hub, they can send you to someone that can help you. And I think that's very important.
Okay, thank you. Finance and Personnel Committee,
Finance and Personnel, we didn't meet this September, but our next meeting is October 20th at 8:30 a.m.
thank you. Public Works,
Public Works, next meeting is scheduled for September 25th. But for our October 23rd, we are going to have a guest speaker of Diane Crumley, who is the Boys and Girls Club Director of Clubs. So she's going to come in and talk about the new program they have here in the city. So we look forward to seeing Miss Crumley.
that's in October, though.
Yeah, that's the October one.
In September, we're not sure who's visiting yet.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Crawford. And Safety Forces,
Safety Forces will not meet in September. Our next meeting will be October 23rd at 8:45 a.m.
thank you, Mr. Spillman.
You're welcome.
And then Planning Commission and Historic Preservation Board, I think I reported on those last week. I do believe that there is a Planning Commission meeting this week. I haven't received the agenda yet, but I do believe we have a meeting this week. But why we're, this is sort of a report on something that would be related to that. I went to the I don't know what it's called, unveiling, or the explanation of what will be happening with Wenner Field after the economic development meeting last week. And so just to mention that, I know it was covered in the paper and it's been on Facebook a lot, but I think it's important to realize, I was reading in the New York Times yesterday, this is hard to believe, 10,000 people turn 65 every day. And it was talking about the aging of America and how our country is changing. And I thought, wow, that's an interesting 10,000 people. But because of that, the housing market is changing so much, you know. And I just want to say, I think Ashtabula should be proud that right now we have senior housing complex going up. We had some, I don't want to call them higher end houses, but you know, housing going up on the Harbor High School property that were all sold. And now we're gonna have this project at Wenner Field for, we're terming more middle income situation. So I just think that's great for Ashtabula is responding to this housing change in housing. It was very interesting. As someone who has turned 65 this year, it was interesting to, a lot of, the country's changed. It was talking about, well, I won't go on, but about how that's changing the labor market, and it was just really interesting. All right, but that's why I just wanted to add that. But that was a nice little thing. And I think that was a kudos to the land bank for holding a public event like that and getting public opinions and getting their ideas and concerns and so forth. So that was good. Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to add regarding committees? All right. At this time, we'll go on to legislation. We have several items of legislation tonight. If anyone in the audience would like to comment on any of these items, purchasing a compatible refuse trailer, Wilkinson Paving for sidewalks on Lake Avenue, an agreement for a house, community, what's,
Investment area.
Reinvestment Area Act, tax reduction for a residential development. I see, because I messed up. And then authorizing the Great Wave Broadband Services, a contract with Vulcan Industries, authorizing Savarino Construction for the Smithfield project, increases and decreases in supplemental appropriations, and a contract for the manager to enter in with Amendola Engineering. If anyone in the audience would like to comment on any of these items? Seeing no one, Mrs. Dunlap, would you read us tonight's legislation, please?
Ordinance number 2023-132, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to purchase a compactor-compatible refuse trailer for the sanitation department from Refuse Equipment and Truck Services, Inc. Ordinance number 2023-133, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Wilkinson Paving for sidewalk restoration on Lake Avenue. Ordinance number 2023-134, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a community reinvestment area tax incentive agreement with Paul and Stacy Hamilton for tax abatement at 100% for 7 years for a new residential dwelling located at 2012 Ashbrook Drive, Ashtabula, Ohio, 44004. Ordinance number 2023-135, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Great Wave Broadband Services for the purpose of providing fiber optic lines and internet circuits at the property located at 4233/4239 Lake Avenue and 4230 Lake Avenue/4047 Main Avenue in the amount not to exceed $2,050 per month. Ordinance number 2023-136, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Vulcan Industries, Inc. for the purpose of providing various components to repair the Vulcan automatic bar screens and Vulcan screw presses on Morton Drive. Ordinance number 2023-137, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with J. Savarino Construction Company for the purpose of making drainage improvements at Smithfield. Ordinance number 2023-138, an ordinance to make supplemental increases and/or decreases to appropriations in the general fund, police levy, streetlight assessments, food services, paving levy, AMC computer, police funds, permanent improvement fund, WPC capital fund, workers' compensation fund, general government and intergovernmental funds for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Ashtabula, state of Ohio for the period January 1 through December 31st, 2023. An ordinance number 2023-139, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Amendola Engineering, Inc. for the purpose of providing NPDES permitting work related to the relocation of Outfall 001 discharge in an amount not to exceed $20,000.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Dunlap. Is it council's desire to handle these items tonight in consent agenda format?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Foglio and a second by Mr. Spillman. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will handle tonight's items in consent agenda by a 6-0 vote. Okay. If we, Mr. Mayor, if we hire this Vulcan company, we don't have to do that thing with our fingers, no.
You do it.
No, I can't. I can't
We
do
get a
it.
discount if we can.
Huh?
Get a discount if we can.
Yeah, if you could do it. No, all right, just, okay. Sorry about that. I digress. But anyway, can I have a motion to waive the reading of the legislation in its entirety?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Spillman, second by Mrs. Mills. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will waive the reading in its entirety by a 6-0 vote. I will now entertain a motion to waive the charter requirements of 2 readings.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Spillman, second by Mrs. Foglio. Is there any discussion? Would you please call the roll?
Ms. Haynes DeGiacomo?
Yes.
Mrs. Foglio?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Spielman?
Yes.
Mr. Roskovich?
Yes.
Mrs. Mills?
Yes.
That has passed by a 6-0 vote. We will now vote on the adoption of the legislation.
Mrs. Foglio?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Spielman?
Yes.
Mr. Roskovich?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Mrs. Mills?
Yes.
Mrs. Haynes DeGiacomo?
Yes.
And all items of legislation have passed by a 6-0 vote. Anything else? That's it, right? Okay, very good. At this time, is there any unfinished business before council? Is there any new business for council?
I have something.
Okay.
So, this past weekend, when I was at the Ashtabula High School, Harbor High School, Lakeside High School, Hall of Fame inductees, also inducted was Gus Powell. And his son, Tony Powell, was the one receiving the honor for his father. And it came to my attention that as the city of Ashtabula, we have never recognized Gus Powell. In 1966, he became our first black police officer. He was an acting police chief. He did so much. He did so much. So I would like us to make a resolution. I don't know how that works when it's somebody that has passed away, if we can do that as a resolution. Yeah. So I would like us to honor him. I will certainly get all the information, but I went to school with all of his kids. It was a fantastic family. He was a fantastic man, and I feel like we need to recognize him.
So, Ms. Haynes, you're requesting Ms. Haynes DeGiacomo, you're requesting a resolution?
Yes.
Second?
Second by Mrs. Mills. Is there any discussion?
I maybe have to disagree a little bit with you, because I know that we've, when Gus retired, we had parties for him, and, he has been recognized. It makes it sound like, we just forgot him, but I guess the people who were there when he worked here, we recognized him when he was here, but he was a good man, very good man.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we will request a resolution by a 6-0 vote. Thank you, Ms. Haynes DeGiacomo. Does anybody else have any new business?
Mr. President, I got a call from Pat Osborne. She's in Ward 4 on East 44th, and she had some concerns. She actually dropped off to me a little map, but and she did a lot of work on this. But the main concern is the intersection that's by Park Avenue and West 44th. And I know we had a light there that was a regular full red light before, and it's blinking, and I don't know the stats on accidents or whatever, but just she's had a couple near accidents and know of people. And I thought we talked at one point of maybe assessing that area if
Is this by the Carlisle
traffic
parking
flow.
lot?
Yeah, she just had concerns that there's more things happening as far as more businesses, more car traffic, getting to, we're moving our offices down there. The library is very popular, very busy. you know, she's got all these different places, the different, that will have a grocery store on the corner there. So I thought it was worth, maybe looking at that area. It's sometimes where those stop signs are, and I know there's a strategic way and footage that you have to do it, but you feel like it's like you have to move up farther because you can't see, and it gets a little dicey. Then there's bicycles coming or people walking. So I just wanted to mention that, try to be proactive before reactive in case, now that I think we will be having even more traffic as our downtown is getting busier.
Right. And I imagine if the Carlisle project comes to fruition and there's people living there, they may be walking down to the new store and walking over to the library. So that may be
Right.
something for study.
Right. For safety, maybe.
Yeah, that maybe have to give it some
Mr.
kind of,
Spielman.
yeah,
Safety forces, yeah.
something will have to need some attention. That's certainly
Okay.
a good idea.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other new business for council? Okay, we did approve, or we did have a liquor transfer that would be official after tonight from Rititka's doing business as Perry Park News to Stop and Go doing business as Perry Park News. So it's just a name change, and there was no objections from council on that. Okay, no further new business. Does anybody have something for tell us, something we don't know?
Yes, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Goff.
What I want to let everybody know is on October 2nd, which is our next meeting in 2 weeks, St. John's School, along with their volleyball teams, are going to have a night of Paint the Gym Orange. There was a little boy that goes to St. John's School. His name is Bradley Mathers. He is 8 years old and he's in 3rd grade. On August 3rd, he was having trouble and his parents brought him to the hospital. And they actually, within 4 days, they brought him to Rainbows and he had to have a kidney removed from him. He had a Wilms tumor on his kidney. It happens on kids between 2 and 8 years old. And the way it went through and the way the veins, he ended up at 8 years old, he lost his kidney. So they want Paint the Gym Orange is for actually cancer for kidney. So what they're trying to do is generate money and awareness. So they are going, starting at 4:30, there will be a junior high volleyball game, followed by a junior varsity, and then a varsity game against Southington Chalker. They have right now about 50 baskets that they're going to do raffles on. There's going to be a 50-50, there's bake sale, and there's shirts and hats that are going to be sold. So it's to help support Bradley and all of his treatment that he still has to go through and the radiation and all of that. So it's to help that and to make awareness. And the odd thing was they called Southington Chalker to say, hey, it's orange is your color, your school color, and we don't want to offend you or anything. And they said actually their athletic director's grandson is 2 years old and has the exact same tumor.
Oh, my gosh.
So they're going to do a 50-50 and give that to the athletic director's family of Southington to help his grandson. So, you don't have to be present to win. They'll call you. They're going to draw at this end of the second game of the varsity. But if you win, they'll call you and go back to the school and pick up everything. But junior high game starts at 4:30, so the doors normally open around 4-ish or so. So if you like, stop in and support that family and kidney cancer, just be greatly appreciated.
So that's at what school again?
That's at St. John's School on Depot Road.
Okay.
It'll be in the gym, either in the foyer or they'll put it probably in the cafeteria. But you'll just go to the gym doors and they'll be able to direct you to it. So, yeah. You can watch three volleyball.
You can just stop in if you want to buy
Yep.
raffle
Yep.
tickets.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the games if you don't want to. If you just want to come in and get a try on for any of the raffles. Like I said, they said there's about 50 baskets right now. So, and that's still 2 more weeks to go. So,
Wow.
but yeah, Bradley's a good little kid, and he was there. This was his first year doing tackle football, and and he just wanted to be a little kid, and he just thought something was wrong. Told his parents, and he was at the hospital that night, and went back, and 4 days later had surgery in Cleveland. So, but he's a tough kid. He'll say, hey, he's got a snake across his stomach now, so he's got a long cut all the way around his body where he had to have the kidney taken out. But he's doing well. He's actually back at school, and he doesn't have to wear a mask or anything, so his immune system's still good, but he's still got a lot of
To go.
doses and to get there. But It's a very curable, which it is for him, and people that have it normally live a normal, long, healthy life. But just to make awareness and to help the family out in their bills and stuff while they travel back and forth every time to Cleveland to them.
And what time do the doors open?
They normally are open by 4. I know the first game starts at 4:30, so it'll all be going on through there. So there is baked goods, John, so
Yeah, I'll be there.
might want to pick up some baked goods.
I'll be there.
But yeah, anyone's more than welcome to shop out and support the family and the cause to make awareness to it.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything for tell us something we don't know?
Mr. President, working on the GEO, their boot event is going to be Saturday, October 21st, 11 to 1, and it's going to be for school-age children. The online registration does close October 6th, which is coming up, so just reminding folks about that. I talked with Francis, the director, today. Just a reminder, they also have Halloween costumes there that are available for free, so if somebody's in need of a costume, stop on over there and see what they got.
I guess we don't think about that. That's a good service. That's a good
So if
service.
you have anybody has going through closets, whatever, and they want to donate some down there, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Yeah. Okay. And Mrs. Mills, when is Halo again? Because that's coming up too. Early November, right?
November 4th.
The event is November 4th.
Fourth, yeah.
The dinner dance and
Is the 4th.
auctions 50/50, yes, at Mount Carmel.
And if you want to donate to that you could be doing that at this time
Absolutely.
also.
Yes.
And that's an impressive, they'll have a line of cars going down Columbus Avenue, and they pull up, and they tell them how many people in the family, and and they'll have their toys already selected out, the food. So that's an impressive thing, but that's coming up also too.
Yeah, what was nice when we were having the economic development meeting was that with rent increasing, price of gas increasing, groceries increasing, all of those have increased, and for most of us, your income has not increased. So now is that time. Ms. Haynes DiGiacomo and I we were trying to be proactive with the weather's going to change. You got to turn on your heat. We all know how utility bills have went up, so that letting you know what programs are out there, you can apply for those now. But children aren't worried about that. They still want to have Halloween and a costume and the candy, and they still want to have their Christmas presents. So that is another big stressor. So those organizations too, changes with folks' mental health, there's increased depression because there's all these changes. So the speakers that we had in our community resources are there to help. And the Halo program provides a really nice Christmas that you can, for that, at least for one day, the families together, you have a nice meal and they can have their toys. But to look and check those programs to get those applications, because we blink our eye, and I hate to say that S word is coming, and then I'll be asking Mr. Manager, are the plows ready? He's not looking.
Well, you are the person who in June announced the back-to-school event. So
Yeah, it's
you
like
do plan
every-
ahead, we know that, so.
You know me, I'm organized, I know.
There you go. All right. Anybody else have anything for tell us something we don't know?
I do.
Okay.
So the YMCA is doing a $5,000 cash raffle. Tickets are only $10. Second place is $1,000 and third place is $500. This is what the tickets look like. You can, of course, you can get them from me, but if you don't know me, you can just go to the Ashtabula YMCA at the front desk, and they will sell you tickets, and you might win. Your chances of winning $5,000 are pretty good compared to playing the lottery.
And it's a good cause.
And it's a great cause.
Okay, anybody else? Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address council at this time? Just approach the podium and share your name with us. Okay, seeing no one. Now, you know, if we adjourn now, that means people getting home in time to watch the Browns game. Is that what you want to do? All right. Okay.
Go Browns.
You're more optimistic. Let's hope. Let's just
Let's hope.
hope. Okay. Anyway, seeing no one to address council, our next meeting will be October 2nd, and this meeting of council is adjourned. I'm not watching.